Oh my gosh. Have you ever told a ton of people to live more fully, get out of their comfort zone, make all the memories that they can, soak up all the joy and give it away, and then take your own advice and end up with a head injury? I did. And now I'm ready to tell you about my story. Hi, I'm Robin Shear of Joy to the World Coaching, and I am so glad to be back here with you. You have no idea how much I've missed you. I don't even know the last time I shot one of these videos, and I have so much to tell you about what has happened since then and now. I guarantee this is the beginning of a series of videos because I could never get to it all today. But I have been absent, and there is a reason, and I have learned so much about seeking joy as a result. I have to tell you this story, as embarrassing as it is, and I am not kidding about the embarrassing part. I can laugh about it now, but it didn't always feel that way. So let's play show and tell. Okay, I have props today, so tell me if you can see this beautiful thing. This is a Polaroid that was taken on January 22nd. You'll see my family, my family's sweethearts, the four of us plus the two sweethearts equal the six-pack. And this was taken on the first day of our second annual six-pack ski trip, which if you have read my blogs at all, you have probably seen the blog about the first ski trip. And if not, I'll put it in the description because it will help you to understand what went down. But we were on a ski trip in January, and I'm shooting this video in May for context. And we were having a ball, and we were at this beautiful ski resort in northern Michigan and loving the connection. This is all about knowing people and making memories with them and filling up our joy buckets because we want them to overflow. And for me, family time is like such a major source of joy. And so we plan this trip, we go up there, and I wasn't feeling right. I was happy and loving it, but there was something physically off about me. And I felt muscularly weak and mentally very slow. And skiing on the first day, the day that picture was taken, felt kind of risky because I'm new at skiing, but I already know though that even being new, I know what it should feel like, and it wasn't feeling normal. It was like my brain and my body, like the cells were in molasses. Like that's the best description I've got. But I pushed through, and we skied a whole night. The first day was really a night ski. We skied for 4 hours, and I was nervous because of this feeling that I had, like, am I strong enough? Can I stop at the bottom of these hills? Am I going to hurt somebody? I was scared. I was scared, no question about it. And I kept going anyway. And then we went back the next day and decided, oh my gosh, let's explore. And there's all these beautiful mountains and all these gorgeous ski runs, and the lifts were wide open. We had the whole place to ourselves practically. And so we started exploring. And so by the second run of the day though, this big hill that I was on was already too much for me. I was still feeling off. And I decided that I was gonna play it safe and go back to the first hill because it's safer and smaller and more of a baby hill. And I was just going to get my confidence back up, and I was just going to feel stronger. And, I told my family, go, like there are so many mountains, like go, have fun, we'll catch up at lunch. And if you know my family at all, you know how wonderful they are. And they didn't want to be separated. And I did not know this. But I get on this chairlift alone, going back to the baby hill. I'm riding up this baby hill, and I'm looking down, and I'm assessing the hill itself, but also the jumps that are on the hill as well. And there were lots of people going over these little jumps. So I was just kind of watching, just kind of thinking, geez, wouldn't it be cool if I could surprise my family They're off doing their massive runs. What if I got good at these hills while they were gone, and then I could surprise them? We could all get together and do these hills together. Like, how cool of a memory, like, talk about joy. So that was kind of my plan. So I get off the chairlift and I turn around and I hear familiar voices, and wouldn't you know, my whole family had come up the chairlift to be with me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this. So, like, yay, why don't you guys go down the jumps? They were like, we're going to go down the jumps because it's right by you, and we can watch you and you can watch us, and we can still be together. Because they get it. They get this concept of making memories together. I wonder where that came from. So, like, okay, yeah, that's the plan. We're going to do that. So I'm watching each one of them go down these hills, you know? And I just stood there and I'm watching and I'm thinking, wow, that's so cool. I don't even have to finish this story. You know me. You know that I went down the hill with the jumps. I did. And I shouldn't have. And I wasn't ready. And I wasn't strong enough. I would love to end this with, and this miraculous strength came from the Lord, and I was so powerful, and I nailed those jumps. I didn't. I went over the first jump, and I landed hard on the back of my head. And then I hit forward. So I hit back and forward, and I got whiplash like no other. And I was scared to death because I was between these jumps, and there were people at the top, and they couldn't see me. And I thought I could get hit by someone. And I didn't have the strength. Like, I was face down in the snow, eyes closed, world spinning. I didn't think it would ever stop. It was so scary. But I gradually kind of scooted out of the way. And my daughter, who was behind me, she was number 6 out of 6 on these jumps, came down so afraid, like, what's going on? She could see that I couldn't even sit up. And so she was going to go and get my husband, who came up on his own because he saw that I wasn't coming. So he's coming up on the chairlift. So we basically relieved my daughter because I didn't want her to see this. I knew it wasn't going to be good, and I didn't want to leave her with that image. And so she went down to be with the rest of the kids while my husband helped me while I threw up, like, repeatedly. Every time I went to sit up to try to get off that mountain by myself, I threw back up. And I had it in my head that I could not ask for help. Like, I was going to get my butt off that mountain by myself, no matter how. And my options were to climb up or to walk down. And I couldn't do either one because just sitting upright made me throw up. What a fun story. So anyway, in the end, my husband was so right, and he convinced me that the only way to get off was by asking for help, which is the first point that I am making in this series of videos, the importance of knowing when to ask for help. There's one. So he calls, like, the guy down at the bottom, and they send up the snowmobile rescue cart thing. And I'm just mortified. I'm totally, like, mortified. All these people on the chairlift are seeing this, and that is the last thing that I wanted. But the moral of the story is I got help, and I am no longer on that mountain, people. Thanks be to God, I'm off the freaking mountain. So I'll tell you the rest of the story later, because there's a whole lot more to it. And believe me, I found joy. I found so much joy along the way. You wouldn't even believe what I have learned. In fact, this is most likely going to turn into a book, like that much learning about joy in a short period of time. So the next video, I think what I'll do is I'll tell you about what it was like to be in the ER and all of the ways that I found joy in the ER because I knew how important joy was. I did the work before the accident. And so when you come back, I'll teach you how to do the work. I hope you don't have an accident, but life's going to throw you a curveball. And I want you to be ready because joy is possible no matter what the circumstances. Was I thrilled to be puking on a mountain? No, I wanted to be skiing with my family. But I was so at peace having my family with me. Instantly there was joy in that. There was joy in that moment because I knew that I wasn't alone, and I knew that it was going to get better, and I knew that I was loved. So I'm going to end it there. I am so glad to see you. I've wanted to come and tell you this story for so long. And I'll be honest, the reason that I haven't done it is because every time I tried to start telling anybody this story, I began to cry. Like uncontrollably ugly cry. I'm not doing that on YouTube. I'm just not going to do it. You got the intro earlier. It was bad enough. But not only did it make me very emotional, it caused a lot of head pain to share and to edit videos. And this is one take on joy. Like, I'm not going back in and plugging in parts that look better and sound better. You're getting what you're getting. But I do have to add music, and there are some edits that I have to do, and computer work has been really hard for me until very recently. So I am back. I don't know to what degree. I'm just following the Lord's lead. Whatever He tells me to do, I'll do it. And He told me to do this today. So I hope that this was a blessing to you. I cannot wait to tell you the rest of my story, because I think you're going to have a story to tell me as a result as well. And then we'll have connection. And that's what is really a source of joy for me. So until then, friends, go forth and be joyful.